time for high school softball on KDAO. Tonight's game is brought to you by Marshalltown Community College, Gallagher Insurance, Risk Management and Consulting, Wells Fargo Advisors. Now, high school softball on KDAO.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Central Iowa High School Softball. Welcome to Marshalltown Bobcat Softball on KDAO.com. I'm Chuck Carpenter coming to you tonight from the MHS Softball Diamond. An elite program comes to town, the Fort Dodge Dodgers under Coach Andy Adams. Of course, South Hardin people know her. She took EMP to the state tournament in 2000, then went to Fort Dodge and has had great success. They're currently rated third in Class 4A. This is the second game of a doubleheader, and Fort Dodge flexed their muscles, and they defeated Marshalltown 15-0. I think they scored like maybe 12 runs in the second inning, and they bunted the ball. They can hit for power, but mainly they did a lot of bunting and really caused a lot of problems for Marshalltown. So 15-0 win. Earlier this year, they beat Marshalltown 16-0, 17-0. Fort Dodge are rated third in 4A. 24-3 is their record now, and of course they're in first place in the conference. And the Bobcats, they lost 2 over the weekend, 2 to Ames, 2 to Ottumwa. So they are 10-15, 4-7 in the conference. Okay, so as I mentioned, Fort Dodge is basically a 4A school that plays a 5A schedule, man. They are not afraid of good competition. Let's meet their starting lineup. Junior shortstop Hope Allstott. Batting second will be the center fielder, Taryn Rippentrop. All these girls can hit it, and they can run, and they can all bunt. Ellie Doster is the catcher, and she'll bat in the third spot. Callie Zimmerman is the first baseman, batting fourth. Grace Nichols is a designated player, and she'll be batting in the fifth spot. Macy Wills is the third baseman, and she's number 2. She's a freshman. Only 2 seniors in the lineup for the Dodgers as they try to get back to state. They didn't make it there last year. Emerson Laura is the second baseman, 12 freshman. Batting in the eighth spot is Meg. I'm sorry. Can't read my own writing. Imagine that. So Meg Marsh is the left fielder, and then Melina Meyer is the right fielder. So it's Allstott, Rippentrop, Doster, Zimmerman, Nichols, Wills, Vara, Marsh, and Meyer. And for the Marshalltown Bobcat girls, and oh, by the way, their pitcher tonight, the Fort Dodge pitcher, in the first game, they threw Allstott. And for the Bobcats here, their pitcher will be Briley Danielson, as Emma Stupp threw 1 inning in the first game. So Bristol Davis will lead it off, and she's the third baseman. Abby Jansen is the catcher, batting second. Briley Danielson is the pitcher, batting third. Faith Summerlot is the left fielder, batting in the fourth spot. Emma Stupp is the first baseman, batting fifth. Cameron Price. Bobcats had 1 hit in that first game against the All-Star girl. Olivia Wise will bat sixth tonight. She's number 28, the second baseman. Lauren O'Neill, designated player. She's the junior, number 10. And then Kendall Brummer, shortstop, 12, batting ninth. So it's Davis and Jansen and Danielson and Summerlot and Stupp and Price and Weiss, O'Neill, and Brummel. And the first thing the Bobcats have to do is probably play a little better defense. I mean, you know, people like Fort Dodge rated third in Class 4A, they don't need any help. The Bobcats did help them with a few errors, but mainly they had some wonderful bunts down, and then they kind of drove the ball a little bit, and they can just score runs in a variety of ways. And after tonight, they're going to get on a bus, or vans, I guess, and run over to Marion Linn-Mar, because they have a tournament over there tomorrow. But they did not overlook Marshalltown to that tournament, as they beat Marshalltown by a score of 15-0 in the first game. Did a lot of bunting there. So here we go. We got Hope Allstott. She's a great table setter. Hope Allstott, Taryn Rippentrop, and Ellie Doster. And the first pitch is a ball. Hope batting .447. They have some eye-popping stats, again, against good people. This is a 4A team that plays 5A competition. That one missed downstairs. The pitcher tonight in the second game is Briley Danielson. 5-5, 58 innings pitched, a 6.20 ERA, 53 strikeouts, and 42 walks. And there's a strike call. Allstott's a great table setter, but I mean, you know, there are no weak links in the Dodger lineup this year. There usually never is. And they have 2 seniors in the lineup. And here comes the 2-1, and it's headed home. That missed low downstairs. Allstott batting .447. She has a home run, 25 RBIs, 12 doubles, 18 stolen bases. She has 3 triples. Again, you just can't pitch her on anybody in this Dodger lineup. So here comes the 3-1. Now that's a walk, so usually not good things happen when you walk people. They do a lot of bunting. They also do a lot of stealing. Here's Sharon Rippentrop. She's a senior. They only have 2 seniors. They actually are kind of young. I mean, they were a fine team last year, but they missed the state tournament, and that's just not acceptable to Coach Adams. They did have to replace a really good pitcher in Lucy Porter, but they've done a good job with that with Allstart and Carver and Laura and others. Okay, runner's going to go, and she'll easily steal the base. They were very successful with the small ball game in the first contest, and they stole quite a few bases. I mean, this is just what the Dodgers do. So Allstart's a good table setter. Rippentrop batting .535 with 25 RBIs and 3 doubles. And she delayed steal, and she's going to try to take third, and she does. So the first thing that Hope does is cause some problems on the bases with 2 stolen bases. And now Fort Dodge with a chance to break out on top. Bobcats have lost 7 in a row after losing the first game tonight, 15-0 in 4 innings. And the 1-1 just missed the outside corner. 2-1 is the count. Just underway, the Dodgers rated 3rd in Class 4A. Their losses, 2 to Dallas Center Grimes and 1 to Ankeny Centennial. So they're, as always, some kind of tough. 2-1, bunt foul. We'll do it again. Doster will bat next. They have girls that can hit home runs, but at least in the first game, they just did a lot of small ball, man. They plugged the gaps. The Bobcats helped them with some mistakes here and there. So 2-2 the count. Swinging a ground ball, backhanded by Stupp. She tags the runner. That'll get the run home. Out 1-0. So ground ball to the first baseman. And the run scores. The Dodgers break out on top. Walks will hurt you. Walk, 2 stolen bases. And an RBI ground out. And here's Doster. So now there's 1 out, nobody on base. Rippentrop with an RBI single, the walk hurt, and then 2 stolen bases later, the Dodgers have a 1-0 lead. This is Ellie Doster, batting .568 with 10 home runs. High, outside. In the first game, Emma Stupp pitched 1 inning, and then Hannah Osgood came in and finished it up. Dodgers won that one. 16-0. Next pitch, in the dirt. Three and 0 the count on Doster with Callie Zimmerman in the on-deck circle. And there's another walk. Oh, so it's tough to help this team. And here's Callie Zimmerman. And there goes Jillian. So Brooklyn's going to run. 1-0 Fort Dodge. Callie Zimmerman batting .387, a couple of home runs and 29 runs batted in. And in case you're wondering, these stats are against very good people. They're a 4A school that plays mainly 5A competition. Runner not going. Third baseman, first baseman, charged hard, expecting the bunt. She offered at it. Pulled it back. 1-0 was the count. They do a good job with the bunting game. They can also drive the ball. Again, that missed outside. And again, a big jump by Brooklyn over at first base. And the 2-0 is headed home. Little slapper. Second baseman gets it, flips it to Emma. Wide turn at second. So ground ball to the second baseman. Advances the runner. And here's Grace Nichols. Grace batting .510 with 3 home runs and 32 runs batted in and 7 doubles. And with the speed these girls have on the bases, a base hit most likely would score the run. And the pitcher for Marshalltown has been behind mainly all the hitters here tonight, Briley Danielson. Dodgers won that first game big time. I think it was 16-0. They scored like 12 runs in the second inning, you know. There's a strike call. So the Dodgers with no base hits, but they still lead by a score of 1-0. That missed inside. For the Bobcats, in their bottom of the first, it'll be Davis, Jansen, and Danielson. Nichols steps back in, sophomore number 18, 2-1 is the count. You can't make a mistake with her. She's hit 3 home runs. So 3-1 is the count. At times, Danielson has walked people. She's walked, now she's walked 44, excuse me. And 3-1 is the count. And next pitch headed home. Missed. There's another walk. That's the third one. Here's the third baseman, Macy Wills, another good hitter. I mean, that's just what they do. 5-16, couple of home runs, 30 RBI, 6 doubles, couple of triples. They get good speed on the bases. Riley O'Brien comes in. So Gillian is at second, and O'Brien is the trailer at first. Dodgers jumped out to a 1-0 lead in the first inning, then rolled out 12 in the second. First pitch, there's a double steal, and they got the runner hung up. They're going to chase her back to third base. Now they go to third base. She is going to be out. So a base running mistake. So out at third. A double steal. Nice throw by the catcher, Jansen. So good job by Jansen. So Macy Wills will lead off the second inning. The Dodgers pick up 1 run. The walks hurt. We had 4 walks in that inning. A couple of stolen bases, RBI ground out, but then the Dodgers lost a base runner at third. Bobcats lost the first game. I believe it was 15-0. And now we go to the bottom of the first inning. It'll be Davis, Jansen, and Danielson if anybody gets on base. Summerlot. Bobcats have not beat Fort Dodge since 2012 when the Bobcats went to the state tournament. And they trail here 1-0. I'll be back after this.
You've got goals. You need a plan. Don't waste time or money. At Marshalltown Community College, you get the power to choose. Transfer to a 4-year university or step straight into a career in healthcare or trades. Small classes, caring faculty, real-world experience. Marshalltown Community College. Your future starts now.
Welcome back to Marshalltown Bobcat Softball on KDAO. It's the Fort Dodge Dodgers, rated third in Class 4A with their 24-3 record. Coming down here, they're 10-0 in the conference. I think they still got a couple of games with Ames next week. And, of course, after tonight, they're going to get in vans and go on over to Linmar to play in a tournament tomorrow. And the Bobcats will be hosting their own tournament on Friday and Saturday. Now, in the meantime, their second pitcher, who's a good pitcher, Sydney Carver, is going to be on the mound. She's 10-2, 49 innings pitched, and a 2.86 ERA. They really don't want to bring Allstott back into this ball game. They've got a couple of other younger pitchers. That's the one thing that they lost last year. They actually didn't get hit hard with too many graduation losses, but Lucy Porter was a fine pitcher, and so we'll see what Sydney Carver can do. She's a sophomore. Bristol Davis batting .241. Swing, and there's a shot, and it's going to be caught. Diving play, excellent play by the right fielder, Meyer. You know, Meyer also threw a girl out on a alleged base hit in the first game, so it's nice to have a weapon like that. So she hit it hard, but a nice play by the right fielder. So 1 out, and here's Abby Jansen, the catcher. Abby did a nice job, gunned out a Fort Dodge runner at third base in the first inning. 1-0, but it could have been worse. Abby batting .219. She's a junior. This is Sydney Carver. Swinging a pop-up. Is there a play for the catcher? No. Sydney Carver is 10-2, 49 innings pitched, to 2.86 ERA, 29 strikeouts and 14 walks. Allstott is their number one. She went in game one. And the 2-0 delivery to Jansen, missed inside. The Dodgers have a good defense. So I'm sure Coach Adams says, just throw it in there. Trust your defense. This pitcher is not really a strikeout sort. She missed the outside corner. 2-2 is the count. We have had no base hits in this game. The Dodgers lead 1-0. 3 walks, a couple of stolen bases, and an RBI ground out. Nice change. Scoop by the third baseman, out. She made a tough play look easy. They have good defense along with everything else. And with this pitcher, they have to, because I don't think Sydney Carver is going to strike out 15 people. But a nice play by Wills. Again, she made that play look easy. So a quick out. Ground ball to the third baseman. Here's Briley Danielson, batting .357 with 3 RBIs. The Bobcats got held to 1 hit by Allstott. There's a hit into the outfield, and she is going to be out. That's not the first time that right fielder has done that, Meyer. So basically, it's a ground ball into right field. Now, she did that in the first game. She gunned a Bobcat runner out at first base, and then she just, took away a base hit off the bat of Davis. So she's a heck of a defensive player. We go to the second, and the Dodgers lead the Bobcats by a score of 1-0, and I'll be back after this on KDAO.com.
Big news from your local insurance team in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines. Assured Partners is now Gallagher Insurance, Risk Management, and Consulting. You'll still work with the same local people you know and trust. Now backed by the strength and global resources of Gallagher, a trusted name for nearly 100 years. More expertise, more solutions, stronger protection. Because we're stronger together. Stop by your local office today and discover the power of Gallagher.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School softball as the Fort Dodge Dodgers rated third in Class 4A. The only losses this year, 2 to Dallas Center Grimes and 1 to Ankeny Centennial. They're playing in the Marion Linmar tournament tomorrow, and the Bobcats are hosting their own classic at the MGSA Diamonds on Friday and Saturday. And, of course, on Saturday, BCLUW and Grundy Center will come to town. Okay, we lead off the second inning. This is where the Dodgers did their damage in the first game when they scored, I believe, like 12 runs. And this girl was at home plate when the Dodgers lost a base runner, as the catcher for the Bobcats gunned out a Dodger base runner. And this is Macy Willis, so we are at 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8. Willis, Laura, Marsh, if anybody gets on base, Meyer. No weak links in the Dodger lineup. Here comes the 0-1. That missed. Dodgers scored a run without a hit in the first inning. Won the thing in 4 innings. And 2-1 is the count here. And there's a ground ball. That goes into right field. They're not going to throw her out. That's the first base hit for the Dodgers. A leadoff single. The leadoff batter is on for the second time tonight. She has good speed with 9 stolen bases. This is Emerson Lara. Is she going to bunt? Dodgers just do a good job with that small ball game. She's just a freshman. Emerson batting .300 with 21 RBIs, 3 doubles, and 8 stolen bases. Ever since Coach Adams took over when she was Coach Royster back in 2000, Fort Dodge is just an elite program. Goes show bunt, pulls back, runner not going. Ball. Danielson has been behind all the hitters tonight. And we got a leadoff batter on for the second time in a row for the Dodgers in the top of the second inning. Emma charging from first. Swing, and there's a base hit up the middle. She hit a shot to center field. Nothing wimpy about that one. And here's Meg Marsh, the left fielder, again a freshman, batting .368. Couple of home runs, 16 RBIs. They just don't stop. Then they put their sliding gloves on, you know. Never seen a team with sliding gloves before. Coach O'Neill pondered doing that in volleyball, but I don't think it would work out very well. Foul ball. So the first two have reached. This is Meg Marsh. I've never seen anybody with sliding gloves on, but whatever. 0-1 is the count. Is she going to bunt? Try to advance those base runners. Yep, she's going to bunt. Good bunt right out to the pitcher. Only plays to first base. Out. They execute that nicely. Ground ball to the pitcher. Sacrifice. Now we got second and third and one out. This is Melina Meyer, and then we go to the top of the order. So Melina batting .231. Coach Adams does not want to leave these people on base. Squeeze was on. Took it outside. These girls can hit home runs, but so far in the first game in here, it's just been a little small ball here. Couple of base hits. Got runners in scoring position with only one out. And the 1-0, here it is. Got to show bunt. They're going to go to home plate. She's safe. Close play. Good bunt. Nothing wrong with what the pitcher did. She just beat the throw man. So a squeeze bunt, RBI. Good play by the pitcher. And you know dang well that runner is probably going to take off. And now you got a problem because now you've got the top of the order. That runner from first is going. There's another bunt. And it's going to be tough. And the ball gets away from the first baseman. And the run scores. Here comes the other run to score in the air. Safe. So the Bobcats kind of throwing things around a little bit. And she's safe at second. So Allstott. It was a good bunt. And Stupp just threw it away, and 2 runs scored because of it. But that's what the Dodgers do. They just love bunting the ball, and they hope that you make mistakes. And the Bobcats did in the first game, and they're doing it here. It was a nice bunt. First off, to Emma Stupp at first base, she got it, and then she threw it high and went over the first baseman's head. And then by the time the right fielder got to it, 2 runs scored. The second inning in the first game was a little bit of a problem child. That's when the Bobcats gave up 13. And now you've got the top of the order here. We just saw Allstott reach base on the squeeze. And Hope should be at second base. And you got Rippentrop. Taryn has an RBI ground out to first base. So 2 singles, a squeeze bunt for an RBI, and then a squeeze bunt that the Bobcats threw away, and 2 runs scored. It's 4-0, and there's still only 1 out here. And this is Rippentrop. She's going to show bunt. Now she slaps it away. And it's a foul ball. Okay, goes back to Danielson. She's thrown a lot of pitches. Of course, we got no pitch count here in softball. And Rippentrop, the senior, she has seen it all. Here's the next pitch. Swinging a line drive foul down the third base line. We'll do it again. Rippentrop batting .535 with 25 RBIs, 3 doubles. Now she has 26 RBIs with the RBI ground out in the first inning. And again, Allstott with good speed. A base hit most likely would score her. And here comes the 3-0. Nice change. And she swings and misses. So she needed that. Here's Ellie Doster. batting .568. And she walked her first time up. It's 4-0. Fort Dodge. Swinging, there's a hot smash to the third baseman. Out. Good scoop by Emma. So a ground ball to the third baseman. And 3-run score. The error hurt. 2 singles, a squeeze bunt for an RBI, and then a squeeze bunt that was thrown away. And it's 4-0. It'll be 4, 5, and 6. Summerlot, Stupp, and Price. As the Bobcats have not beaten this team since 2012. They lost in the first game, I believe it was 16-0. The scores earlier this year in Fort Dodge, 16-0, 17-0. So we head to the bottom of the second inning, and I'll be back after this on KDAO.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated, and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School Softball on KDAO. I'm Chuck Carpenter, and the Dodgers, after winning the first game and improving to 24-3, head into the second inning here. Sydney Carver goes back to work. And like I said, Coach Adams, her first year coaching, she took Eldora New Providence with Jenny Sogard to the state tournament back in like 2000, 2001. Then she went to Fort Dodge and has never looked back. And the Bobcats had one base hit in the first inning. In the first game. Went down in order here in the first inning. It'll be Faith Summerlot, Emma Stupp, Cameron Price, if anybody goes on base, Olivia Wise. Carver, not a strikeout sort. And neither was Allstott. It's just that they just are a very, very good defensive team, and usually they have just a big lead on everybody. But even when they have a big lead, their defense never seems to relax. I don't think Coach Adams would allow that. First pitch, fouled away. Nice crowd on hand. Nice night for high school softball. Dodgers trying for the sweep. The Bobcats just trying to get back into this thing. 1-1 is the count on the leadoff batter. And the next pitch to Summerlot is a pop-up. Who wants it? The first baseman in foul territory gets it for the out. Both these pitchers, they probably won't strike out 13 or 14. Just put the ball in play. Here's Emma Stupp. And happy birthday to Emma. She brought cinnamon rolls over to the Fort Dodge Dodger girls. That was nice of Emma. Emma, of course, batting .470 with 6 home runs, 20 RBIs, and 8 stolen bases. She did. She brought cinnamon rolls to the Fort Dodge girls. That was nice, Emma. Here's first pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Shortstop wants it. They've done a good job handling Emma. So a pop-up to the first baseman, pop-up to the shortstop. Two quick outs, a little ground ball foul. Actually, a little looper foul off the bat of Cameron Price. Olivia Wise would bat next. Allstott through the first game. Carver the second. They had to replace Lucy Porter, who was a really good pitcher last year. And they've done that. Plus, a lot of their position players are back. They never seem to have a down year. Swing and a miss. Now, last year, I'm sure it did not please them because they did not make it to the state tournament. I think they got beat by like Western Dubuque or something. So they had a nice season, 27 wins, but they didn't make it to state, and that's not acceptable to coach. Half swing, and she swung, struck out. That's strikeout number 1 So that's it. 2 innings in the books. The Dodgers lead this game by a score of 4-0. I will be back after this on KDAO.
You've got goals. You need a plan. Don't waste time or money. At Marshalltown Community College, you get the power to choose. Transfer to a 4-year university or step straight into a career in healthcare or trades. Small classes, caring faculty, real-world experience. Marshalltown Community College. Your future starts now.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School softball on KDAO. Dodgers won the first game easily, 16-0. They lead here 4-0. And the Dodgers in the third. They've already batted around the order. It'll be the heart of the order: Callie Zimmerman, Grace Nichols, and Macy Wills if anybody gets on base. Emerson Laura. There's just no weak links in this lineup for the Dodgers. Speed kills. All I know is that Dallas Center Grimes and Ankeny Centennial must be very, very good to beat this team. Missed outside. Zimmerman grounded out to the second baseman. The Dodgers have 2 hits, plus the Bobcats made a key error. And also, there's been 3 walks. They've used the bunting game. Bobcats have made some errors to help them. 1-1 is the count. Swing and a miss. Nice change. Trying to get the leadoff batter retired for the first time. And 1-2. Swing and a little ground ball to Wise on 1 hop out. So the leadoff batter has been retired for the first time tonight. And here's Grace Nichols. Nichols walked her first time up. She has home run power with 3. Well, most of these girls have home run power. We just haven't seen it tonight because they've just been bunting the ball all over the place. But the Bobcats do get the leadoff batter retired. And the Dodgers lead here 4-0. And next pitch. Swing, and there's a hot smash to the shortstop who knocks it down, throws it for the out. Good job by the shortstop, Brummel. It was a hot smash. She fielded it, made it look easy. Suddenly, that's 4 in a row here, set down by Briley. And here's Macy Wills. And she singled to start that second inning when they scored 3 runs. Macy batting .516, a couple of home runs, 30 RBI, 6 doubles, and 2 triples. Here comes the 2-1 in the dirt. The Dodgers, like I said, back on June 3rd, they won up there 16-0, 17-0, won the first game. Last time that Marshalltown beat them was 2012 when Coach Lamb took the kids to the state tournament in Fort Dodge. Here's the 2-0 count. Shows bunt, pulls it back. 3-0 is the count. Bradley has set down 4 in a row. She's also walked 3, given up 2 hits in the Bobcats. Made a costly error in that second inning on a wild throw on a bunt. That's a strike. Macy threw the bat away. I think she wanted to put her sliding gloves on, so she was in a hurry to do that, but instead, she has to go back and pick up her stick. And here comes the 3-1. Now she walks, so now she can go put on her sliding gloves, you know. And here's Emerson Laura. Emerson batting .300. Emerson with a single, her first time up. Again, there are no weak links in this lineup for the Dodgers. There usually never is with Coach Adams' team. Is she going to run? They've done a good job on the bases. Takes off, comes back. Two base hits. That's now 4 walks. Nothing good happens when you walk people, and especially against a third-rated team in the state, And the 1-0, here it is. Swing, and there's a smash. Past the shortstop. Hit it hard. Brummel almost made a great play, but man, she hit that ball hard. Woo! I just get so used to the Dodgers just bunting the ball when they hit it, it's like a bullet. So a single, and they got a 2-out something going on here. And here's Meg Marsh. Meg has grounded back to the pitcher her first time up. Swing, and she took a home run cut and fouled it back to the screen. Meg has a couple of home runs. You got Meyer in the on-deck circle. Now, the Bobcats would kind of like to get rid of Meg here and have Meyer, the 9th-place hitter, lead off the 4th inning. But, Meyer's a good hitter, too. So, like I said, there's no weak link, man. 0-1 to count. That slipped over the outside corner. Nice pitch by Briley. She has struck out 2. If you're a Bobcat fan, you could use the strikeout here. If you're a Dodger fan, you're looking for the all-important 2-out RBI base hit from Meg Marsh. She's the freshman. She's the left fielder. And here's the next pitch. Net missed outside. Some of the Bobcat fans howl about that one. So 1-2 is the count. May try to throw that change on the outside corner of the plate. Base hit most likely would score a run. Swing and a miss. Struck her out. So they had a 2-out rally going on, and then a strikeout took care of that. So Briley has struck out 2. We now go to the 3rd. It'll be the bottom 3, Wise, O'Neill, Brummel. If anybody gets on base, Davis, and Carver goes back to the mound. And the Dodgers lead this thing 4-0 on a very nice night for high school softball here at the Diamond. I'll be back after this on KDAO.
Big news from your local insurance team in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines. Assured Partners is now Gallagher Insurance, Risk Management, and Consulting. You'll still work with the same local people you know and trust. Now backed by the strength and global resources of Gallagher, a trusted name for nearly 100 years. More expertise, more solutions, stronger protection. Because we're stronger together. Stop by your local office today and discover the power of Gallagher.
Welcome back, Central Iowa High School softball. Well, the Dodgers, Bobcats a little more competitive here in game number 2 than game number 1, which they lost 16-0, but they're still down 4-0, and they just can't break through against the pitchers and the defense here for the Dodgers. You get so overwhelmed by the offense and all the good things that they do, and then all of a sudden you say, oh, you know what? And maybe they don't have a pitcher like the Adams girl of a couple of years ago that can go strike out 20 people, but their pitching is more than good, and their defense has been superb tonight. And like I said, all I can say is that Dallas Center Grimes and Yankee Centennial must be good. And I'm sure they'll run in some good people over at Marion Linmar this weekend. So, here we go. Bottom 3 for the Bobcats in the bottom of the 3rd, looking for their first base hit. They had 1 in game number 1. It'll be Wise, O'Neill, Brummel. If anybody gets on base, Bristol Davis. Sydney Carver, the pitcher. Little ground ball to the third baseman. Didn't mean to swing. And off the base. It was a ground ball to the third baseman. She threw to the first baseman, who tried to stretch on a difficult throw. And she could not. Coach Adams is going to argue this one. I think I'll give her an infield hit. She pulled her leg, but there was no doubt her foot came off the bag. So that's first base runner for the Bobcats here. And let's see what Lauren O'Neill can do. And we'll see if Wise wants to do any running off first base. There's a swing and a miss. This is the second base runner the Bobcats have had so far in this night, including the first game. That missed upstairs and high. Carver. Wise got on base. It was a little half swing. She made connection, though. Went to the third baseman. who threw a little bit on the wide side. There's a swing and a miss on a change. Drew her foot off the base. She might have beat it out anyway, so that's why I'm going to give her a hit. Okay, the 1-2, Lauren. Here it is. Half swing, snap throw down to first base. Not in time. Lauren held up, 2-2 the count. Lauren steps out. Lauren steps back in. Brummel on next. So barring a double play, we'll see the top of the order for the Bobcats. Here comes the 2-2. Missed outside. Like I said, Carver, not really a strikeout sort. She has struck out 30, and she's walked 14 in 50 innings pitched. Swing and a miss. Lauren goes down. Here's Kendall Brummel. Barring a double play, we'll see Davis, the leadoff batter, in the second time around in the order against the Dodgers. So Brummel, who caught game 1, playing short game 2, batting to .144 with 3 RBIs, shows bunt, foul. So the Bobcats trying to do a little bit of something that the Dodgers do a little bunting. Oh, 1 is the count. Kendall steps back in, the junior. Here comes the next delivery. Swing and a miss. Good change. It's her best pitch, man. Allstott shut him down in the first game, allowed 1 hit. And here comes the 0-2 from Carver. That just missed the inside corner. Leadoff batter is on for the Bobcats. Why? She's there now with 1 out. Here comes the 1-2. She held up in the dirt. Carver goes back up on top. Bobcats were at the 500 mark last week and now have lost 7 in a row. Swing, and there's a little pop-up. The pitcher wants it, and she gets it for the out. She collides with the third baseman. Pitcher took charge. Pop-up to the pitcher. Second time around in the order, so let's see what Davis can do. Remember, she hit that ball to the right fielder that we thought was going to drop for a base hit, but the right fielder made, actually one of like 3 outstanding plays here tonight when she dove and caught it for the out. Swing and a miss at a rise ball. Bristol batting .240. Got 6 doubles and a home run. Wise led off this inning with a single. She's over at first base now with 2 out. As Carver came back to get a strikeout and a pop-up, and now she deals with a leadoff batter, Davis. Tried to drop that one in. It was low. The Dodgers have out-hit the Bobcats 3-1. Swing, and there's a fly ball foul. We'll do it again. Infield hit by Wise. She's over there with 2 out now at first base. Bristol Davis batting .240. Swing and a miss at a rise ball. That's her 3rd strikeout. So the leadoff single is wasted. And we now go to the 4th. And the Dodgers will send in the 9th place hitter, then to the tough top of the order. And the Dodgers, rated 3rd in 4A, after beating the Bobcats in Game 1, lead this thing by a score of 4-0. I'll be back right after this.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Welcome back to Central Iowa High School softball as we go to the 4th inning. The first game only went 4 innings as the Bobcats fell victim to the 8 after 4 rule when they lost 15-0. Or 10 after 4, excuse me. So it went 4 innings. So here come the Dodgers in the 4th inning. This is where they put the game away in the first game. This is Melina Meyer, the 9th place hitter. She hits a foul ball hard, out of play. Melina is the right fielder senior. 2 seniors in the lineup, so underclassmen. They just always seem to reload. Now they lost Lucy Porter, a really good pitcher from last year, but got 2 good pitchers at least this year, and probably even a couple of more. Showed bunt, took it outside. Melina laid down a squeeze bunt, brought home a run in that 2nd inning. That's when the Dodgers scored 3, 2 of them on an error when the Bobcats threw one away. That missed inside. You got the dangerous top of the order up in Hope Allstott, and then Ribbentrop. Nobody on, nobody out in the top of the 4th inning. And the 2-1 is headed home. Missed outside and low. Should be 3-1. The Dodgers have 3 base hits. The Bobcats have helped them a little bit with the 1 error and 4 walks. 3-1 is the count. Missed upstairs. Leadoff batter is on for the 3rd time. Nothing good happens when you walk, people. 1, 2. That's 5 walks. Here's Hope Allstott, and she's a peck of trouble. She's already walked, stolen 2 bases, and scored. And remember, she's the one that put down the bunt in the 2nd inning that the Bobcats threw away, and 2 runs scored out of that one. So the runner off first is not going. She showed bunt, took it low. Hope Allstott with just tremendous speed. Shortstop junior. Batting average is up to .450 right now. Meyer on at second. They don't hold on her, they charge. She swings and pops it foul. So Danielson goes back up on top. Dodgers have out hit the Bobcats 3-1. Bobcats made a key error. And here comes the 1-1. Runner is going. And the throw not in time. Another stolen base. That's stolen base 3. Part of me says I wouldn't be surprised to see the Dodgers try to swipe third. I don't know if they would do that or not, but here's Hope Allstott. Hope with a 1-1-2. Will she try to bunt? Most people wouldn't with a 1-2. She's going to lace it into center field. That's going to get by the center fielder. And the center fielder can't make the play. It all the way goes to the warning track. Allstott's going to get 3, and that is a run. She smoked it. The center fielder came in, couldn't make the play, and it went by her, so that's going to be a RBI triple. Again, she smoked that thing into center field, and with her good speed, she was on third base easily. Hope with an RBI triple. Again, walks kill you, a walk and a triple. And now here's Ribbentrop, batting .535. Showed bunt. This is just perfect made for Dodgers to try to squeeze a run home. Emma charging big time from first. Third baseman charging as well. Ribbentrop has a 1-0 count. She's going to try to, she's going to slap it, and she took a strike. So Hope Allstott with the triple, got past the center fielder, rolled all the way to the warning track. And here comes the 1-1 to the hitter. Going to swing away, ground ball to the second baseman. That'll score the run. Wise throws her out, gets her by a step. So an RBI ground out. Another run scores. So, unlike the first game where the Dodgers just scored in bushels and bunches, they're just pecking away here and there. Now it's 6-0. And the bases are empty. And here's Ellie Doster. And that missed outside. Ellie batting third. She has 10 home runs. The only thing the Dodgers haven't done tonight is hit a home run. Here comes the 0-1. Swing, and there's a line drive foul. 4 base hits for the Dodgers. The walks have hurt. They've had the leadoff batter on in 3 of the 4 innings. And the Dodgers with a 6-0 lead here, top of the 4th inning on KDAO. Trying to improve to 25-3 and 11-0 in the conference. With still a couple of conference games left with Ames, I believe. I think. Swing, and she smashes it into right field. Going to get by the right fielder. That's going to be a double. She's on her way to second base. Again, she hit. Now the ball gets away from the second baseman, and she's ending up at third. So Bobcats kind of fell asleep out there, and the Dodgers did not. So that's a double. First off, it got by the right fielder, so that was a double. And then they threw into second base, got away, dribbled into the outfield, and that was all that Ellie Doster needed. And now she's at third base. So we got a double. You have to give an error on that to allow her to go to third base. That's the 5th hit. So the Bobcats seeing just a little bit of everything, a lot of bunting, and now, I mean, they're just hitting some shots. And this is the cleanup hitter, number 5, Callie Zimmerman, batting .387 with a couple of home runs, and there's only 1 out. And there's a runner at third. You think they're going to squeeze or swing or something in between. Hitter calls time, steps out. Callie tonight is grounded to the second baseman twice. Lays down a perfect bunt, and they're going to chase the runner back to third base. She's safe at first. Perfect bunt. Catcher came out to get it. Just a perfect bunt. So you just don't know what this Fort Dodge team is going to do because they can bunt and they can swing hard. And here's Grace Nichols. Grace batting .510 with 3 home runs. And the Bobcats will take a little time and bring everybody together, and one of the coaches will come out. A walk started it. Like I said, bad things happen when you walk, people, here in the 4th inning. A walk, and then you brought up the top of the order, an all-start, ripped a triple. Then we had an RBI ground out, and then Zimmerman doubled, and then the error put her at third. And now here's Grace Nichols. Grace batting .510. The Dodgers have a big tournament this weekend, but they have definitely taken the Bobcats seriously, as they won the first game. I believe that score was 16-0. She's the sophomore, number 18, Grace Nichols. Grace has walked. She's grounded to the shortstop. You don't think that runner from first base is going to take off? She does. Throw goes down to third instead. So they're just, I mean, it's just a combination of everything. Small ball. Thing is, though, they're putting the ball in play. They've only struck out 2 times tonight. And a base hit most likely would score 2 for Grace Nichols. Next pitch, missed outside. Of course, you know what the Dodgers want to do. The Dodgers want to score 4 more here and then win this game in the bottom of the 4th inning. You know, that's what they want to do. A base hit most likely would drive in 2. Swinging, there's a smash. Picked up by the third baseman. Out at home. Good play. Hit it hard. Third baseman Davis made the play. She knocked it down. And that was a hard hit ball, too. Out at home. Wilson will hit. And Riley O'Brien, who has 8 stolen bases, the freshman, is going to be at first base. And again, you don't think she's going to do some running? She goes. They throw to the shortstop. Everybody's safe. So another stolen base. Wills, freshman, third baseman. batting 516 with 2 out, looking for the 2-out RBI base hit. And here it is. That missed inside. Coach Adams really wants to plate these two. I mean, technically, they'd like to get 4 and win the game in the 4th, but they don't want to leave these guys on base. Wills, the freshman third baseman. Next pitch, almost hit her. This inning started with a walk. Dodgers have plated 2 more. They lead 6-0 in the top of the 4th. 2-1, headed home. Swing, and she hit it foul, hard, down the third base line. This is usually when Briley will throw a change. And if you're the Bobcats, you could use a strikeout. She has struck out 2. And she deals a 2-2. And, of course, the runners on second and third. Another ground ball foul in the 4th inning, in the bottom of the 4th inning. For the Bobcats, it'll be 2, 3, and 4, Jansen, Danielson, and Summerlot. What will the score be? It's 6-0 now with 2 out. A base hit most likely would score 2. Wills batting .518. She's just a freshman. Swinging, there's a ground ball off of the shortstop's foot, and 2 runs are going to score. Tried to backhand it. And that's 2 more runs that come in. It was hard hit. Shortstop tried to backhand it. It went off her glove. 2 runs scored. So there you go. Just like that, the all-important 2-out RBI base hit. And that makes the score 8-0. And again, the Dodgers would like to pick up 2 and then end this thing. And oh, by the way, she just took second base. And here's Laura at the plate. Missed outside. So 2-run score. Got to give an error on that one. And this is Laura Emerson. Missed outside. It's now 8-0. Emerson Laura, a freshman. And tonight, Emerson has a base hit. She's actually 2 for 2. 1-1 is the count. Again, that missed. 2-1 is the count. 6 base hits for the Dodgers. There's been 2 big errors by the Bobcats. 5 walks, too. So the Dodgers have earned it. The Bobcats have helped them. Here comes the 2-1. Swing, and there's a ground ball base hit into left field. Here comes the runner. Here comes the throw. Safe. 9-0 Dodgers. Big 2-out rally here by the Dodgers. You just never know when they're going to put together a big inning. So an RBI single. And here's Megan Marsh. Meg is grounded to the pitcher. And she's also struck out. Runner is going. Again, the Dodgers would like to try to get this run home, make the score 10-0, and then try to win the thing in the 4th inning. Bobcats would like to try to stave that off, but, the 2-run error hurt, and then we just had the RBI single by Vara. And here's Meg Marsh. And here comes the 0-1 with 2 out. Runner goes. Throw down to second base, not in time. So now a base hit most likely would bring in the 10th run here in the top of the 4th inning. Dodgers won the first game easily, 15-0. And here comes the 1-1. Looking for another 2-out RBI base hit. It's in the dirt. Again for the Bobcats in the bottom of the 4th. It'll be 2, 3, and 4, Jansen, Danielson, and Summerlot. Here's the next pitch. Missed outside. 3-1 is the count. The girl that started this whole thing, Melina Meyer, is in the on-deck circle for the Dodgers. Swing, and there's a fly ball. I think no one's going to catch that one. It's going to go to the track. It's going to score a run. She's going to try to go to 3 for a triple. She's going to be OUT, but the run scores. So you're going to give her a double, an RBI double. You're going to give her an RBI double, but the run scored. So 6 runs there. The run scored. So you give her a double, and then she was out. And now we go to the bottom of the 4th, and the Bobcats suddenly are down to their last 3 outs. I'll be back after this.
You've got goals. You need a plan. Don't waste time or money. At Marshalltown Community College, you get the power to choose. Transfer to a 4-year university or step straight into a career in healthcare or trades. Small classes, caring faculty, real-world experience. Marshalltown Community College. Your future starts now.
Big news from your local insurance team in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines. Assured Partners is now Gallagher Insurance, Risk Management, and Consulting. You'll still work with the same local people you know and trust. Now backed by the strength and global resources of Gallagher, a trusted name for nearly 100 years. More expertise, more solutions, stronger protection. Because we're stronger together. Stop by your local office today and discover the power of Gallagher.
Welcome back to Marshalltown Bobcat Softball. Well, the Bobcats are down to their last 3 outs because the Dodgers did exactly what they wanted to do, man. They wanted to get 10 runs. They wanted to get 6 runs in the top of the 4th inning, which they did. And you know, it's 10 after 4 and 8 after 5. So here we go in the bottom of the 4th. So Bobcats, they need a couple of base runners. They need to score a run to send this thing to the 5th. The Dodgers ended the first game early. The first 2 this year, they lost 16-0, 17-0. First game score was 15-0. Now it's 10-0. And you know Coach Adams is saying, don't be walking anybody. Bobcats have had 1 hit in this game, 1 hit in the first game against Carver. It's going to be 2, 3, and 4, Jansen, Danielson, and Summerlot. The Bobcats are down to their last 3 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Leans back from 1. Good defense by the pitchers from Fort Dodge. They don't strike out a lot. Don't know how many All-Stars struck out in the first. It wasn't a lot. And Carver struck out 2 here. Missed outside. And knowing Coach Adams, she may come unglued if they walk the leadoff batter with a 10-0 lead. Jansen, Danielson, and Summerlot. If anybody gets on base, Stupp. Swing and a foul. She grounded to the third baseman. Bobcats were at the 500 mark. Then they lost games to East Marshall, West Marshall over the weekend. Lost 2 to Ames Monday. Lost 2 to Ottumwa last night. Lost the first game here to the third-rated team in Class 4A. Swing, and there's a fly ball. It's going to be caught by the right fielder. Of course it's going to be caught by the right fielder because that girl does everything. Now, that time, that was just a routine play. She's just some kind of tough Meyer. So a pop up to the right fielder. Here's Briley Danielson. This game closing in on the 1 hour mark, and the Dodgers are 2 outs away. Dodgers wanted to get that 10-0 lead, then get on the vans or get in the vans and go over to Marion Linn-Mar for a tournament this weekend. Next pitch to Briley. Swinging a little pop fly foul down the first base line. Dodgers have out hit the Bobcats 8-1. Bobcats have made 2 huge errors, plus there's been 4 walks issued. Next pitch missed outside. Okay, here comes the 1-2 to Briley. Swing and a miss. Struck her out. Bobcats are down to their last out. And here's Faith Summerlot. First pitch missed upstairs. Leah Graves is the hitter. Bobcats are down to their last out. It's 10-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Bobcats haven't registered a win against the Dodgers since their state tournament in the year of 2012, and Dodgers looking to try to go back to state after they were denied a trip to state last year. That missed. No, I'm sorry, that's a strike call. And like I said, the Dodgers will be going over to Marion Lindmar, and the Bobcats playing in their own classic, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. 2-1 its count. 2 out in the dirt. Bobcats have had one base runner in each one of these games. Dodgers just very workmanlike. 1 in the first, 3 in the second, and a 6-pack in the fourth. Okay, draws a walk. And here's Emma Stupp. Now Emma trying to extend this game. And she will if she can bring a run in. And if she hits a home run, she'll extend the game. Emma's popped up. And, of course, she's having her birthday today. She brought cinnamon rolls to the Fort Dodge girls. That was nice of Emma. So Emma steps out. Emma steps in. A run would prolong this game. She hits a bullet up the middle. So the Bobcats aren't done yet. So Emma with a base hit. That's their second hit of the night. So Emma with a single. And here's Cameron Price. A run would prolong this game. As I suspected, Coach Adams is not amused, and she will go out to talk to her team. I'm sure she wasn't happy with a 10-0 lead, and then you walk a batter. And then Stupp smash one into center field. That's the second base hit of the night. And here's Cameron Price. That's the second base hit for the Bobcats. A run would give us into the fifth, would take us into the fifth inning. And like I said, Coach Adams not abused, even though her team is up by 10. She wants to end it here. So Cameron Price is going to hit. Cameron, the right fielder, swings and misses. Carver wants to end it right here. A base hit could score a run. And if a run scores, it'll prolong the game. 0-1 is the count with runners on at first and second and 2 out. Swinging a little pop fly foul, so the Dodgers are 1 strike away from a win, 2 wins. Getting in the vans and going to Marion Lindmar. Price got 1 strike left. 0-2 is the count. So Carver stands on. Sidney deals an 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got her on a rise ball, and that's the ball game. So the Dodgers come down here. They win 16-0. Very workmanlike effort here in the second game, and they win by a score of 10-0. And the Dodgers improve to 25-3. They are 11-0 in the conference, and the Bobcats lose their 8th game in a row. They are 10-16 and 4-7. And the Bobcats have some good teams to play tomorrow, because we have the Bobcat Softball Classic, and their first game will be at 1:30 p.m. tomorrow afternoon at MCC. And they play Davenport, and Assumption is a dang good team. They're a 3A school. They're like 19-6. So that'll be a tough one. And then Clark, who's kind of a 500 team, that's who the Bobcats play at 5. And then on Saturday, they got Colfax Mingo, and then they've got Grundy Center. And then BCLUW and Grundy Center, they will join them. And, of course, we're going to see that good Grandview Christian team as well. But the Dodgers, I mean, as always, they're as good as advertised as they win tonight's games easily tonight. They bunted the ball. Didn't hit any home runs, but they drove the ball. Their pitching was more than good. Their defense was outstanding, especially their right fielder. And they come and they sweep the Bobcats tonight in a game that took just a little over an hour to play. My next games, actually, I've got 3 good ones next week. I've got East Marshall and West Marshall on Tuesday. I've got BCLUW and East Marshall on Wednesday, yes, and then I've got West Marshall and Grundy Center on Thursday. So that's what I got going on. The Dodgers come and they sweep. This has been a sports presentation of KDAO.
Tonight's game was made possible by Marshalltown Community College, Gallagher Insurance Risk Management and Consulting, Wells Fargo Advisors. This has been a special sports presentation of KDAO.